Good afternoon. We're working on Gem Wars. What we're going to do today is that we're first going to fix it so that the game we've added a mode where you can play against the computer, and right now the computer and you are turn based, so one turn with another turn. We can illustrate that here. Let me start it in the correct mode here, and again, we don't have all of the presentation layer up on the game yet, but when the game starts we can go to practice versus AI, and when I play this, the AI is playing against me. We can see that it's immediately playing another piece. I don't want it to be like this. I want this to be time based, so we're going to change this from being a turn based system to a time based system. The next thing that we're going to do is that I currently support portrait mode, but we're going to want to add in here landscape mode. And you can see I have additional space on the screen here that I can fill these areas with because the text is too small to read. And then also to provide additional information, like we have our buy panel here, but we also want to have other information about the players that are in the game currently. So let's start with our time-based. So in the scripts, if I look at my scriptable object for a player AISO, player turn is being instantiated from, and here in Practice Game Manager you have a go to next turn, which is what is checking to see what the next move is. So when I look at my Practice Game Manager, when this thing starts, we go to my next turn, which is basically making sure that the board script is not out of moves, and then we're going to go to next player turn. So let's go ahead and get rid of this player index and this get rid of that, and then also our player current turn. So here, where we are going to the next turn, this is going to check to make sure that no moves are unavailable. And if it is, then it's going to end the game. Otherwise, we're going to go to my next player's turn. Now, this is not right. So let's move this in Game Manager and I want to have a protected virtual bool called check if game is over. So we're going to say is game over, and that's going to be true, and this one's going to be false. Okay, and now in my go to next turn, this is what is currently instantiating my AI move. So we're going to move this AI move out of here to a quick notepad, and then I can just scrap this whole function here. So here in my AI turn, I should be passing in the player current. But that is actually right here on this, as well as this. Okay, let's go ahead and rebuild. A couple more errors here. The first one is in my piece script under update. So when I'm dragging this, we're saying that it's the player current turn. But dragging can only happen if it's a player local. So down here, scrap that. And then the same thing here. And add the player local. And so now when we purchase a piece, we can actually just scrap that little bit. And then on click, this also is player local. And now if we jump back into the game and give it a run, we should see it compile. And when we play against an AI, it's only going to show my side right now, because I've removed anything that separates the different player components. So in my game manager for practice, we're going to start a new coroutine here called a protected coroutine called a AI turn coroutine. So I have to compare this to my regular game manager. Because you're setting your opponent here, which will start your scene. And now I want to start my coroutine, which is going to be a AI turn coroutine equals a start coroutine. And I'm going to have a new protected enumerator called AI turn coroutine. Enumerable enumerator, which needs to come off of this generics because we want this to be pointed to the like that. So we're just going to add in here for the error, we're going to add a yield return null. Okay. So when I get my AI turn coroutine, when I start my game manager, let's just start with this as a public float. And we're going to say this is a AI turn interval, and we'll set that to 3,000 milliseconds or 3 seconds. And then I want to add a public float AI turn interval offset, and we'll set that to 1.2f. We're also going to add on here a public dispose. And here I'm going to say, if my AI turn coroutine does not equal to null, then I want to stop my coroutine and then set my AI turn coroutine equals to null. So I want to say, while it is not game over, if I look here at Game Manager, we have a new function called isGameOver, which is looking at this. So while it is not isGameOver, now when this starts, I first want to do a yield return new wait 4 seconds. And we want to do this for my AI turn interval seconds plus my random.range from my -1 times my AI turn interval offset to my AI turn interval offset. So this will be a initial delay before first move. And now if it's not game over, what I want to do is a AI turn, which is in my game.round current .opponent .ai turn. That's in player AISO. So if my opponent as is a player AISO, then I want to do a AI turn, and we're going to pass in here my board script, my game, and my UI script .draw container. And then I want to do this yield. So let's see what happens now. When the game starts, oh, we gotta fix the bug. We have an error up here. These need an additional parenthesis. And let's give it a build. Okay, check it out. So now we're going to go ahead and give it a play. And what we want to see here is that my AI should be automated. They are. So when I look back here at my scripts, my game manager has this end game. We're going to override that, and I'm going to say if my AI turn coroutine does not equal to null, then I want to do a AI turn coroutine, and we want to do a stop coroutine of that. So now when this plays and we go to my practice, I should be able just to play at full speed here. And we can see all the systems are working correctly. All right, well, this is already now fun. Shit. I want to see that this thing breaks when there are no more moves remaining. But it looks like this is working great. Let's go ahead and force a fail. See, so it can't make a move. So it's just going to sit here and wait until I make the move, and then it should continue. There we go. This is great. It's working phenomenally. So again, there we go. So now it says that I beat the AI because my score is twice what the AI score is. So that is working great. So we need to add an animation here for the ready play. And then additionally, we want to add a time limit. But I see that these times are now based on time instead of on player. So we're going to make one more change then in Gem Wars, which is that where we're determining the end game here. We're going to say if it's like this, else if it's like the other way, if our conditional is the opposite direction for the number of points. Otherwise, this is a tie, check for gems. And what we're going to do is I want to check for amount of points total for gems to determine the winner. If another tie, it is random. Okay, so what I want to do here is I want to get my, this is a practice, so you're playing only against one opponent. So I want to say game.current_round.opponent. Okay, let's look at this. Number of gems. That's by a certain type. So let's add a new one in here, which is called get gem points. So for each one of my lines, I want to get my gems. We're going to call this my gems. And we'll add up here a points equals a new, just an integer. Now I want to do a, for each var gem in gems, I want to do a points plus equals to my gem dot points. And then I'll automatically handle quantity, so we'll just return my points here. So here we want to get gem points. So if my game dot player local dot get gem points is greater than that, then you want to do the other way. And then the last one, you want to return a, oh, pardon me. We're going to do a, we're going to do a switch on my random.range from 0 to 1. That's inclusive, exclusive. So 0, 2. So if it is a case of 0, then we want to do one thing. Otherwise, we want to do the other. And we're going to say the local player wins the draw. And this one will be the AI player wins the draw. So if my points are for my player local are greater than my opponent, then we're going to win. Otherwise, we're going to lose. Oh, this is an else if. And then this is our else. So if the local player wins the draw, it's this one. And if my opponent wins, it's this one. And that's it. So that way, if the points are a tie, check for the amount of points total for the gems. Otherwise, if the points and the gem points are a tie, randomly select a winner, like that. Okay, so we want to add in a ready animation, I think, next. We can see here the automated system is playing. Good. Seems like this algorithm for playing is pretty all right. Now it's very much a race of trying to see who can get there first. which is exactly what we want from this. This is very good. And this is great. So you should be able to continue to play indefinitely until you hit the time limit, unless your team is royally messed up. And we have included that logic in here. Ooh, fail, Rob. And this is working great. This is already actually fun. I need to add a background to my pop-up text. You can see the opponent is just smashing me. 79,000 against my 16,000. And I'm all right with that. And then we can reset and go back. Okay. So one thing I want to add onto this practice round is a new game object here, which will spread around the whole thing. And I'm going to say this is my ready container. And I'll add in here a text mesh pro to the whole thing. And I'm going to say get ready. And we'll put this in the middle here. At size 42. Something like that. So now when I'm looking at this, we're going to add a new script. And this is in my practice scene. And I'm going to add a new class here. I'm going to call it a practice UI get ready script. Hey there, Metten. Welcome back. Good morning out of Germany, Hamburg. Welcome back. It's good to have you with us. How am I doing? I'm doing very well. How are you today? Thank you for coming and joining us again. So if I look at my UI get ready script here, we'll make this a base mono behavior. And I want to add in here a public text mesh pro UGUI for my display text. And then we'll add in here a string array which is going to be called display strings. So when I do a init, I want to say that my display strings is equal to a new string array where we're going to have a get ready, get set, go. Like that. And then what I want to have is a public integer or float for my display time in seconds. And then we're going to have a new protected virtual void virtual I enumerator. And this is going to be called animation coroutine. I'm doing good, thank you, says Metin. What time is it for you out there? In Hamburg, it's got to be late. So here what I want to do is I want to do a for goes to my display strings.length. And I want to say my, ooh, I can hear my microphone dying already. There we go, that's fixed. I want to say my display text.text is equal to my display strings of I. And then I want to yield return new wait 4 seconds of my display time seconds. And what I want to say here is if my I does not equal to my display strings.length -1, then you want to return. Otherwise, you want to start it. And now what we want to have is an event here, which is called a start game event. This is in assets, scripts, mono behaviors, free play, events, args. We'll move all this later. So here we can have a public event game event handler of my start game event called start game event. And then we can do my start game event and we can invoke my new start game event, which doesn't have any parameters, so we can just do that. So here I want to say my protected animation coroutine we're going to call it a coroutine called animation coroutine. And that's going to be a start coroutine of my animation coroutine. And then I want to have a public override dispose, which we're going to do if my animation coroutine does not equal to null. Then I want to do a stop coroutine of my animation coroutine, and then do a animation coroutine equals null. So now when this is done displaying each one of these, that'll start the level. Menton says it's 3:48, so it's hyper early in the morning in Hamburg, Germany. Is this your question? Yes, it is. That is my question. You did a very good job. Yes, it is 4 a.m. So, Menton, did you wake up for the day, or are you getting ready to go to bed? I am working with Unity. That is correct. I'm looking to go to Unreal for the next project, potentially. I want to go to Unreal when I have a 3D project. So now in my practice UI script, I want to have a public UI get ready script called get ready script. And when I have my protected override init, when I have my public override init, we're going to set all this stuff except I want to have a protected bool can start. And here what I want to do is a get ready script dot on start game event, and we want to have that on my dispose, and I want to say if my get ready script is not equal to null, then we want to unsubscribe that. Cool, cool, very nice. So that's going to dispose it. Okay, so now that I've added this, when we start the game, if I look here at my UI script for game over, if I look at this first one, so it's almost like you want to have a whole new is started event. And that would kick off your UI. So you see in Practice Game Manager where I'm doing my AI turn coroutine. Instead of doing this, I want to start my So hold on here. On your UI script, when we finally start this, we're going to move my AI turn coroutine over here. Hold on. Yeah, I like Unity3d. I find one of the things that it really helps me with is anytime I have object transformations or some kind of rotation that I would need to apply something to a matrix, I can use Unity and then I can just grab the position of that game object and then make it inactive. So it's really a handicap for having to learn the complex algorithms associated with game design, which I like that. So here, yes, says Madden. You know, I wish I knew that when I made There Is No Turning Back. I spent a long time making my own grid system and crap. That would have saved me a lot of time. So here, I don't want to start this AI turn until this event fires. So let's get rid of this. I'll make a public event called game event handler of my start game event. So when this fires, I can now do a start game event and we can invoke it from my sender and my args. Which means that up in my game manager, when I start this, and I add my override here to the UI called UI script.on start. Now, my UI script is the wrong type. So in this game manager, see UI script here? We're just going to add a new type here called public UI script, practice UI script called UI script, and we want to return my UI script as practice UI script. And what you want to do here is select your start game event on start game event. And then you want to do the same thing on your dispose. Like that. And now I think I'm ready to start my AI turn coroutine. So here, because we're going to start, we can do my AI turn coroutine equals a start coroutine of my AI turn coroutine. Let's try that. Oh, no problem. Your English is great, Matten. I understand everything you said. I hope my English is coming across okay. If there's anything I can do to improve, please let me know. Hope you're enjoying it. If you have any questions, again, let's pop them into the chat. So now it says my get ready script doesn't exist. So let's add that here. With this display text, my strings are going to be get ready, get set, go. And then on canvas, I'll add this ready UI script. We'll run it. So get ready. I don't see it starting. So that's the container, which is what's setting it. So on my get ready script, let's see what's happening here. It looks like my UI script is never getting called init called. So in my practice UI script, I want to do a get ready script dot init like that. Get ready, get set, go. And at this point, it should let me go. Now, when this one is done, Now I want to do my, oh, hold on. We're going to do this -1. Then we're going to say go. And then what I want to do is yield return new wait 4 seconds of my display time. And then I want to do my display time dot display text dot game object dot set active to false. Now, before this event gets fired, here, I don't want anything to be able to work. So I don't even want these pieces to be drawn yet. Get ready. But you see, I should be able to move them and place them right now. So we need to fix that. And then this should go away. And that's when we want everything to start. Perfect. So we need to prevent playing pieces during the get ready set, and then we also want to have background for floating texts. So you almost want to have everything else hidden until that starts. So we want to say, turn off all game objects before it starts. So what I want to look at here would be my game in init. When I start this, I want to say my board script dot game object dot set active to false, and I want to say my UI script which is what I'm currently at. I want to say my drawer container script dot set active is false. I want to say my button, so draw button, we're going to add in here a public button for my open draw button. So here I'm going to set this equal to false. So you can't draw, you can't open the draw until everything is done. But then as soon as this is ready, then we're going to set all these things to be true. And we need to save a reference here to my protected board script called board script. Looks good. So now when the game starts, okay, let's fix that. Another thing I want to fix is I want to say my gems and piece chances need to be a game indicator, and then we want to say rounds need to be a child to this object. So if I look here in my practice, we should now see this open draw button, which is that. And also if I looked at my free play, we want to set my gem store button there. Okay. Get ready. Let's go ahead and change my time on this to be 1.5. So that's not set there. The time for this interval is set here. Which is your display time in seconds. On my get ready script, which is currently at 2. So we'll set it at like 1.25 and check that. Get ready. Get set. That's a little too slow still. 0.75. Still too slow. Why is that so slow? So you start your animation coroutine, you're looking at your display time in seconds, then you're starting it, then you're delaying it, and then you're hiding it one more time. One more try. Get ready. Get set. Go. So only the first one was too long. So is that because I'm not started here? Get ready, get set, go. Yeah, now it's working. So back in practice. Let's set this to 1.5F. Perfect. Well, this is great. Now, when it went to round 2, oh, that was interesting. When it changed rounds, everything broke. So if I look back at my Game Manager. Where we place the piece. So I feel like I could just cut this stuff out. Let's try it again. Two, three. Shit. So let's go back to what we had before. I don't want to break it. So when we place this piece, we're checking to see if it's local. This is a weird bug. Check it again. Null reference on my block script. So we've got a couple of bugs here. That's being called by set drawers, which is being called here. Check and set drawer pieces, which is here. So we got a problem with that. All right. I gotta take a short break. I'll be back in, let's say 12 minutes. If you have any questions, make sure you pop them into our chat, discord.pixelhorrorstudios.com. I'll also put these videos up at youtube.pixelhorrorstudios.com. Thanks for staying with me. I'll see you guys in just a second.